All right, get ready because today we're going deep into the fascinating world of coral reefs.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, but not just any ordinary deep dive this time.
Oh.
You sent us some really fascinating research about how scientists are using fish behavior
Uh-huh.
to understand how turbidity impacts these amazing ecosystems.
It's a really interesting new way to look at things
Right.
because instead of just measuring like how much coral there is, we're starting to look at the whole underwater environment as like a dynamic energy landscape.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That energy landscape thing. That's great.
Yeah.
So I was looking at this report connecting coastal communities.
Okay.
And it said that this research is happening around this island, Kolombonga Island,
Mm-hmm.
which translates to, get this, water chief.
Wow.
I mean, that's got to be significant, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it really highlights that deep connection that those communities have with the ocean, which is facing all sorts of challenges these days. From climate change to, the changing role of traditional knowledge.
Right.
This research is really trying to understand and protect these super important ecosystems that are so closely connected to human life.
Yeah, and one of the ways they're doing that is by, studying fish behavior,
Mm-hmm.
which I just think is so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, fish are like the perfect indicator species, wouldn't you say?
They're constantly interacting with their environment, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's like having these little finned canaries in the coal mine.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, and they play all sorts of different roles.
Right.
They're grazers, they're predators, they cycle nutrients. So how
Wow.
they move and how much energy they use really reflects the overall health and functioning of the whole reef.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Right.
Let's talk specifics.
Right.
You said some papers on how turbidity affects the way butterfly fish forage.
Right?
So why butterfly fish?
Well, because they're picky eaters.
Oh,
Each species has a very specific diet.
okay.
Some are specialists. They only eat certain types of coral, while others are generalists. They eat a little of everything.
Interesting.
This makes them perfect for studying how different feeding strategies are affected by these changes in the environment.
Okay, so picture this. A coral reef that's getting cloudier and cloudier from all the sediment runoff.
Okay.
What happens to our butterfly fish? Do they just starve?
Not quite.
Okay.
The research shows that some butterfly fish, especially those specialist eaters, really struggle.
Yeah.
They have to work so much harder to find their preferred food.
Oh, so they're burning more energy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And that extra energy use, well, it could impact their chances of survival in the long run.
That makes sense, right? I mean, specialists are going to be more vulnerable when their favorite food is harder to come by.
Exactly.
But what about the generalists? Do they just like shrug it off and eat whatever's around?
Well, they are definitely more adaptable.
Okay.
They can switch between food sources and change their foraging strategies. But even the generalists, they have limits.
Wow.
And the research shows that if this turbidity goes on for too long, it can push even them to a breaking point.
Wow. That's a bit sobering.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also really shows why this research is so important.
Right.
It's giving us this window into these subtle but significant ways that human activities are impacting these really delicate ecosystems.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's not just about understanding the problem, though. It's about finding potential solutions by showing us where we can make a difference.
So we can use this knowledge to, be smarter about how we approach conservation,
Right.
like maybe managing sedimentation better or establishing those marine protected areas and working with local communities to really protect these vital ecosystems, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is getting really exciting.
I know.
And the research actually goes even deeper.
Oh.
They're using incredible technology.
Okay.
Imagine, like, tiny Fitbits for fish.
Wait, hold on. Tiny fish, Fitbits.
Yep.
You're kidding me. Tell me more about that. What kind of data are they collecting with these things? And how does it all connect back to the big picture of, reef health?
It's all about understanding energy,
Okay.
the currency of life.
Yeah.
By studying how fish use their energy in different conditions, we can actually see how turbidity messes with the energy flow of the whole ecosystem.
Okay. So those tiny Fitbits for fish.
Right.
What was it called again?
Overall dynamic body acceleration, or ODBA for short.
ODBA. Okay.
Yeah, it's like attaching this miniature accelerometer onto a fish.
Wow.
And it gives us this incredible detailed picture of every single move they make.
I can barely keep track of my own steps with my smartwatch.
Yeah.
And we're out here tracking every twitch and turn of a fish.
It's amazing what we can do with technology these days.
So what can we actually learn from all this detail?
We can create something called an energy seascape.
Energy seascape.
It's kind of like a topographical map of the reef,
Okay.
but instead of showing the elevation,
Uh-huh.
we're actually mapping the energy costs of living in different areas.
Oh, wow. So you're saying
Like imagine being
yeah.
able to actually see how much energy it takes for a fish to swim through a cloudy patch of water
Right.
compared to a clear one.
So we can really see how turbidity affects how much energy they use. This is incredible. It's like we're literally looking into their world.
And this understanding, it goes beyond just individual fish.
Okay.
By analyzing these energy seascapes,
Yeah.
we can
Oh.
start to see how things humans do,
Right.
like deforestation, which leads to more sediment runoff,
Right.
how that impacts the energy flow of the whole reef ecosystem.
This is what I find so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's not just about studying fish in isolation,
Mm-hmm.
but about understanding how everything on the reef is connected
Right?
and how our actions have, consequences.
Yeah, we really have to be mindful of our impact.
So it's not enough to just observe these consequences.
No, definitely not.
We need to find ways to mitigate them, right?
Absolutely.
Like, what if we could use these changes in butterfly fish foraging patterns that we're measuring with the ODVA
Yeah.
to actually figure out which areas need immediate help with sedimentation?
That's the idea, yeah.
Wow. So we're talking about using things like early warning systems
Like-
to target our conservation efforts instead of waiting until it's too late.
Early detection is key.
Yeah.
And this research gives us the power to be proactive, to be responsible stewards of these really valuable ecosystems.
I love that.
It's about understanding that even what seem like small changes in human behavior can have a ripple effect throughout the whole reef.
Right.
And recognizing that we have the power to make a positive difference.
And with that knowledge, we can make much better decisions about how to protect these ecosystems.
Right. It's about moving from a reactive approach to a proactive one.
Using those early warning signs to guide our conservation efforts.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
This has been such an eye-opening journey,
It has, hasn't it?
starting with these tiny fish
Yeah.
and zooming out to see the whole vast coral reef ecosystem.
Yeah.
I mean, we've learned about cutting-edge technology,
Uh-huh.
the crucial role of energy flow, and the incredible ways that life adapts to change.
And it all starts with paying attention.
Exactly.
Those small changes in fish behavior, they can tell us so much about the health of the whole reef.
It's a reminder that everything is connected.
And we need to be mindful of our impact.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a truly fascinating deep dive.
It has been a pleasure sharing this journey with you.
If fish behavior can be such a powerful indicator of how these ecosystems are doing, what other subtle changes in the natural world might be telling us about these bigger environmental shifts?
That's a question we should all be asking ourselves.
It is. And on that note, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of coral reef research.
It's a reminder that even with challenges like climate change,
There's still hope
there's innovation.
and a growing understanding of how we can make a real difference.
Absolute.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep your curiosity alive.